Hi, everyone. Richard Carlton here, creator of FM Chain at T, where every day is a fun day to do FileMaker. Today is a very exciting day. So this is like the four astronauts, here we are, got in the Artemis rocket. I prefer the space shuttle because you kind of like you can fly it, but that's in the museums. We're going to all climb in the Artemis rocket, and mission control is empty. There's no one there. No one at mission control. All the screens are there. The building's lit up. Not a single person there. So we're just going to do the remote launch from the top of the rocket. So crazy stuff today. We have Rick Kalman with us. Rick has a long, distinguished history at Claris, and he is here today once again to reinforce. I got a call from a certain vice president and certain CEOs at a certain company whose name rhymes with Claris, and they were talking about making sure that we promote the upcoming testing, because this is going to lead to major new products and market for the FileMaker community. Their goal is to put Christian Schmidt out of business. It's supposed to be a secret. No one knows about that. But no, it's a lot of good stuff. And so we're in this testing mode. So welcome, Rick. And before I get too far along, what is ETS and why should we care about that if I just spend 5 minutes with you?
Yeah, ETS is the external testing program. So that's where we have our, developers, such as many people listening here, and of course Christian and yourself and Margaret may even be in there. But that's where we put the builds before we do the releases, so that people can test and give us feedback, report bugs, give us feature enhancements, request as well. So it's an ongoing testing program for lack of a better word, beta software before we golden master it or GM it and make it available to the public.
Yeah. So talking to the vice president of engineering at Claris, she is very big on getting more people in the ETS. She needs more feedback. This is Lucy Chen, who's been at Claris like forever, longer than I have actually, which is a shockingly big number. And so while normally ETS goes on and people will hear about it, she's actively soliciting additional new members to come into ETS and help test. The reason is that they have this new AI server. We talked about that yesterday a little bit with this announcement. Today is not the same as yesterday. This is another ETS build of another product. So they have two products that are coming, and Claris needs you folks to test it out and tell them what you think about this. Claris loosely, in the big scheme of things, is trying to adopt enterprise grade features without using the word enterprise. So the idea is that they have a server that, talking to Lucy, me and Margaret talked to Lucy about this, but having a server that has a cold failover, the idea of a cold failover, so it has offsite backups and things like that to protect you. And then a warm failover is what we're talking about with this release. And if someone says it's cold or it's warm, what might be the other word that we have that we're not talking about down the road, maybe at some point? A hot failover. That would be amazing. Once again, those are all enterprise grade features that are not in the product currently, and they don't want to use the word enterprise, but it really is kind of enterprise, right? Having a FileMaker server that if it falls over, then how do you get back into business quick? Well, maybe you use the next version of the Claris FileMaker platform. So in terms of ETS testing, I have not played with this. This is brand new, and this is my understanding of this is it's more. Your input is more valuable, everyone, right? Because my impression is it's like a late alpha kind of idea or an alpha-ish kind of idea. A lot of times ETS is beta testing. It's like test it because we're pretty sure this is it. But right now, for my talking to her, she is still trying to validate this is what you folks need for a server switchover kind of thing, right? If one server falls over, how does that get you going with the other server? Does it make sense? Is it logical? And so it's a little bit earlier. So your feedback is super valuable. So please send an email to ets@claris.com. What else, Rick?
So what I'd say about that is about an hour ago, we just dropped a couple of new builds into ETS. For server, it's going to be the X28 build, and for FileMaker Pro, it's going to be the X25 build. The big news for the server build is what Rich has been talking about, which is the warm standby server with failover. Essentially, think of it as sort of a business continuity / disaster recovery type thing, so that you could get back up and running if for whatever reason your your server is out of commission. And essentially what it's doing is the databases and the server config are replicated and they're kept up to date on a standby machine. And then we perform a switch over by the standby host, essentially replicates the files and quickly makes them available again on the primary machine. This is across all the platforms. I think the initial release was Ubuntu only. We now have Ubuntu, Windows, and Mac OS to test. And as Rich says, we're inviting the ETS to install, experiment, and test this. Give us feedback. As Rich said, it's really important as we shape this and turn it into a commercial project. And this is sort of phase one, in the sense of it's warm. Eventually, we'll move to hot, where just auto magically, if the server goes down within a few seconds, boom, you're back up and running. A couple of other things I wanted to mention because we did drop a version of FileMaker Pro as well. It's been an ETS for a while, but a few new things to test are the execute URL script step, which it's a new execute URL script step that's asynchronous, and it gets content from the URL, and it passes it to a callback script as a parameter. And this is intended to streamline REST API calls, but we also figure you guys will figure out other things to do with this capability. So that was worth testing. Another thing I'd like to mention also on Pro is there's a new save as XML dialog to be tested. And this lets you select which schema catalogs you want to include in the XML in a separate schema catalog in a separate file. So you can essentially just do the scripts catalog if you wanted to, or custom functions or whatever you wanted to do, rather than having to output everything. The last thing I want to say, Rich, is if you're wondering what the heck happened to FileMaker Cloud 2025, it is still coming, anticipated at the earliest part of November. Essentially, the reason that we are taking a little longer is FileMaker Cloud 2024 we supported all the way back to a version of FileMaker 19. And this new one was cutting off 19 and 20. And there were too many customers that essentially would have been not able to update. So we sent some notices out to people, let them know we will not cut off support for FileMaker 20. We will remove 19. And so that will make it a little bit easier to move forward. But I know there's some people eager to get up, because if you're using FileMaker Cloud, you can't take advantage of the FileMaker 2025 features until we push that out for you. So anyway, that's all I had, Rich.
Yeah, that's called squeal testing, when you turn something loose and your customers squeal really loud. Yeah, that's sometimes it's good, sometimes to be avoided, and in this case, it's always thoughtful to take that into account. So,
yeah.
So I missed
Jacob does that on purpose.
My team has done that on purpose just to see if anyone's paying attention. Is anyone alive in there on the internet? Hello, right? So that kind of thing. Real quick question: so the Pro insert from URL is asynchronous, which means it could run while FileMaker is still doing other stuff. That's kind of a huge deal. That's another sleeper feature, Rick, that could be tremendous.
Yeah, my favorite part of what they put in the description was, but it may also have useful other purposes. It's like, yeah, and you guys will tell us what those are, right? So it's one of those ones you look at and go, that could be interesting. And of course, we're futzing around with exposing webhooks and all that kind of stuff. So it's becoming a more and more.
Wait. How asynchronous is it? Have you looked at this? How long is it good for? If you make the call, how long will it hang out and wait? Long polling, is it like a minute, 60? Could it be 10 minutes? How long could that?
Well, you set a timeout in the options.
Yeah.
What's that, Christian?
You set a timeout in the curl options.
Okay, so I could also see this being used to activate scripts on the client, like push scripts, all sorts of interesting things. PSOC, Margaret, perform script on client, where you force it to fire on a client. That right there should get everyone lathered up and go to ETS at Claris.com, get an ETS program, give Claris the feedback. Okay, Cool. All right. Well, I didn't want to take too much of Rick's time. I promised 5 minutes, and that was 7 minutes ago. So I do apologize. I'm sure he's got an important marketing meeting to go to explain to them how things work. I'm sure.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Yeah.
All right. So Christian Schmidt, you're up today. Yes, yes. What are we doing today with Christian Schmidt?
We are doing a Q&A.
Anyone made the homeworks and brought some question?
I did have one that snuck in when I wasn't looking. Which is, where was it? How do I add keywords in an FMP field to a corresponding keyword field in Photoshop for 100 photos? Let's say I have 100 images that I have developed keywords for an FMP field. I'd like to add commas behind each keyword and insert them into the metadata keyword field in Photoshop. I can do this manually, but I really don't want to. I like to automate this process for a large number of photos. Can MBS help me with this?
If Photoshop can, I'm going to take a swing at this, but if Photoshop can listen, there's some way of talking to Photoshop through an API, or I don't want to say the word Apple script because the person wanting this probably is on Windows, but how would you send?
Yeah, the first thing, what kind of images? Because if it's a Photoshop file format, it would have to be done by Photoshop.
Oh, I was thinking, sending the data to Photoshop, right? But yeah, you're right. I guess the file could be, that's a good question. Margaret, you see what he's saying? So the file, if it's open in Photoshop, can FileMaker talk to Photoshop? That's option one. Option two is the file is closed and FileMaker, the Monkeybread plugin, goes and opens it, jacks it open, like, carjacks it, opens it up and sticks metadata. It's like carjacking it, but then you put groceries in someone's car, you break in, then you close a window, put it back, and then walk away.
And Photoshop has actions, so you can automate things in Photoshop. And you just need to pass a list of the new keywords with the file names and run the actions in Photoshop.
Interesting. Okay.
The other thing is, if it's JPEGs or TIFF files, you can read and write some metadata with our plugin. For example, we have, here, the CG image source functions. They can read properties, and there's a set property. So you could look up the keyword property and set it, like here, as an example. IPTC keywords, and you pass in a list of values, and it will put in the keywords.
Oh, okay, cool.
But again, it depends on what exactly needs to be done.
Got it. Yeah, they haven't said whether it's like a PNG or a Photoshop file. Or like, sorry, a JPEG or a Photoshop file. JPEG, apparently. So.
Yeah, and of course we have the way to, run command line utilities to modify metadata, or run Python scripts or Apple scripts. There's so many ways.
There's a lot of options to fix it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There you go. Well, go check that out and see if that helps fix the problem for you. I want to add a more info link in a PDF exported from a FileMaker layout. I've
So you have a
created links
PDF,
using. Yes,
yeah,
they want to
and
add
you want to make a
hyperlinks to it.
link.
Yep.
And where should the link point to?
It's opening a specific URL in browser.
Okay, so let's go. We have Dyna PDF functions. We have documentation. So this would be the web link function, which we can call. And let's see, is it in one of the examples? Yes, we have an add web links example. Okay. So let's drop in some PDF. Let's say you have a PDF. Let's just take here whatever our installation instructions, and say we want to put a link on first page, like top right maybe. So when we place a link, we would need to make a script to do some things. Let me just remove here the existing stuff. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in the PDF. So New PDF, import as page, open from container, import all the pages. Remove that. So, and on the end, save the PDF. Save the PDF to variable and put it in a field here. And preserve the file name. Okay, so this would be just loading a PDF and saving the PDF. Now we want to edit a page and add a link. So set variable. MBS, Dyna PDF, edit page, $PDF, first page. And when we edit a page, we also need to close it later. So end page. And now we would use the web link function. Web link, $PDF. Oh, we need coordinates. Now we need to know where on the page we want to make the link. Let's open, I think I have graphic converter as whatever picture editing application you like. We take the PDF, we render it at 72 points per inch, which gives us a picture, which is exactly 1 pixel for every point on the PDF. And now I can measure coordinates by simply making here rectangles. Where's my tools? So there's my toolbox. It's my toolbox. Oh, right. Show. Ah, there it is. Okay, I take here the area to so I go and say I want this logo to be a link. So
Okay.
you know, this is about the space I need. So I need to find out what is the distance from the desired rectangle to the bottom left, because in PDF, by default, the coordinate system is from the bottom left.
It always messes me up. I never think that way.
Yeah, we can switch it in Dyna PDF for your convenience, but if you do a lot of PDF work, it may be good to get used to the other way. So
That's the
all
standard,
the
yeah.
swapping calculations don't need to happen. So 455 is our X. Our Y is 700, about. And we need a width and a height. So this logo is about, what is it? 84, okay. Let's say 84 by 84. We could hit here a link, HTTP Keyword software. You see the link detection works, and
Yes, which is always
I
convenient.
can click here directly, you know. So close, and yeah, let's just run it. We get a new PDF here with watermark because, well, I didn't type myself. So, but found the new PDF, and there it is. And you see, I can click on it, and it asks me, do you really want to open this website? I mean, it could be malicious, but yeah. So, as you see, we get a line border. That is because, well, making the link uses, the link is an annotation. Annotation has a line border. So if we don't want that, there's a common thing to just set the line with to 0. Run again. Export. And now it's just the link without a border. So, and you can position the thing anywhere on the page.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing we made in this example here is to have a script which actually searches for text on the page to get the
That's
coordinates
nice.
of some text and then make this text a link. And that's the purpose of the example here. It just finds text like Monkeybread software and makes it 3 links placed. Okay.
Nicely done. That's awesome, actually.
Oops, let me open this. So there's monkey. Oh. No, where is Monkeybread software here? Let's see. Over text. So many. They're all already links. Contact us. Maybe I take another word. Let's say I take installation.
Mm-hmm.
So let's make installation. 6 links placed. Okay. Export. And you see installation is now clickable. Okay. Any other question?
There we go. Oh, you got a thank you because someone was like, oh, that question is now answered. Yes, it is very possible. What's the latest practice for syncing my address book to, oh, they want to do it to FileMaker 19. But they want to sync their Mac address book to FileMaker.
Yeah, well, you are lucky that our plugin supports all the FileMaker versions, even some very ancient ones. We have here examples for Mac and iOS and contacts. Contacts is here. So we have some examples here. Contacts the FileMaker. I can show this, but I will probably not run it because, well, my contacts are sheet. Important thing with address book and contact stuff is you have to ask for authorization. Oh, we are authorizing, and you can check the status and you can ask for authorization, and it will open system preference. Well, it will ask the user, and the user can click OK, and then you get magically allowed, and you can open where is it system settings. Where all the, oh, I have to find it, privacy, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and contacts, and yeah, so you may have some application like FileMaker 16 and some better version, whatever. You may have some
Mm-hmm.
apps allowed for this. So, okay, the next thing is you may want to import contacts from contacts database to FileMaker. In this case, you ask the plugin for all the contacts, which gives you, well, a list of contacts IDs, and then you can loop over the IDs and yeah, ask the plugin for all the values which are coming live from the contacts database on your Mac.
Mm-hmm.
And we loop here over, I mean, this script does it all, goes over emails, URLs, social profiles, postal addresses.
It yanks
And,
everything.
yeah, this sucks everything into FileMaker. Okay, loop over contact relations and dates. You may have several dates like anniversary, like birthday or date of marriage or whatever. And then loop over dates. Yeah, birthday. That's the first special case is the birthday, and then you can have other dates. Yeah, and we show a progress bar with our progress dialog functions. Yeah.
There you go.
There is
Nice.
maybe the question for the other direction.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Let's
how to
see.
like take stuff out of the or put stuff into the address book via FileMaker?
Yeah. So if you want to modify an existing contact, you just set properties for the contacts and on the end ask to save. And when you make a new contact, you can just, well, make a new contact, fill in the values, and do this all in a FileMaker script. On the end, you call add contact. You may want to put the ID of your record in FileMaker into the contact in the database, so you can later identify it back. There's a trick we use for this is by adding a URL. Let's go to
Ooh.
documentation. So you can actually put a link to FileMaker, an FMP URL link, into the address book, and in the parameter include whatever ID you have in FileMaker. This
That's
way
cool.
people can go to the address book and directly click on the link. And if you have FileMaker Go on your iPhone, you can also open the database directly in FileMaker Go, you know? The other thing is when you later come back and see there's a new record in the context database, you can check if it has the URL already, so you know which record this belongs to.
There you go. That's actually really cool. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people do this, you know, sync in
I mean,
both
it's a cool
directions.
option to have. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you make a change in your record in FileMaker, you would have for new record you would run a script like this. For an existing record, you would just you would leave away the contact ID. Well, you have the contact ID as a parameter. So let's say you have an update script. Update. This would be maybe the script parameter because it comes from some field for saving. And here on the end, of course, you don't add it. What is it? Let me see. Update. Yeah, update record. So you call update record, then it will save the new record. Yeah, that's it.
There you go. That's awesome, actually.
Yeah, and you can do the same with events and reminders.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So you can do that with, yeah, there you go. I assume you can also do that with iCalendar. I feel like you should do that at one
Yeah,
point.
here, events. Like you can create a reminder or create an event. Like you can have FileMaker, like if you create an event in FileMaker, you can again, with authorization, the user has to allow it, of course, but you can just create entries for your calendar and just add them, you know, there's a lot of options. I mean, there's a calendar, you can pass a calendar by name or by internal ID. You can, of course, list all the calendars available. You can put in something in the location field, title field, or maybe add an URL, like your FMP URL again, to jump to the record in FileMaker. Put in a note if you like. You can have different time zones, start and end date. Yeah, you can add an alarm if you like.
Oh, that's nice. I tend to need
Yeah.
alarms, so I realize what's happening.
Yeah, it would be good to have an alarm like 5 minutes before. You can also create
Yes.
calendars automatically. I usually tell people to have a specific calendar for the automatically generated events. So at any time, if you lose that calendar by, let's say, iCloud does a bad sync, or you accidentally deleted it, you can recreate the calendar and then put all your automatic stuff in the specific calendar. And with contacts, we also put the automatically synced one in a group there.
Cool.
So,
that's really nifty, honestly.
yeah, and this is for creating reminders, and reminders are technically the same as events. It's just a different type of event. So you can, again, fill all the values. And if you have an existing reminder, you would just pass in the ID of the existing one, and then on the end, save it. Yeah.
Yes. No, actually, I could use that for reminder. I use reminders all the time specifically, so I might go mess with that as a fun side project.
Okay, anyone else has a question? Idea?
Yes. Hi. I'm trying to get syntax coloring to work, and I'm having a hard time. Can you help me? I think they're probably
If
missing
you
the
are using
checkbox.
Windows, if you're using Windows, you are out of luck.
Oh.
I only have syntax coloring for Mac, and you have to enable it here. There's a lot of checkboxes. usually I keep them all on, mostly.
Mhm.
So you can enable syntax coloration in calculations and in scripts. And there are a lot of things
Yes.
to think. If you mess the configuration up, you can reset it. Like, let me see, I have here scripts and yeah, I recently changed the color for disabled script steps to a green to show it somewhere in a demonstration. And let's say we put it back. So syntax coloring factory defaults. This is a function which just puts in the default set again.
Oh,
And
that's
so
nice.
once here we redraw, we get here back a gray color for the
There we go. Okay.
and if you dislike any of the colors, you can of course just change them. Let's say the comment is green. We don't like maybe green there. Syntax coloring, add tag, and we say let's take a look at the documentation. So we say this is type script step. The text is missing the dash, and the color is no red. And we evaluate that, and let's see, and yeah, and on the next redraw,
There you
it's
go.
red. Yeah.
That's really nice, actually. I knew that I know that you could change the color. I didn't realize it was done through the you
Yeah,
could do it through the
there are
data
plenty
viewer.
of databases. Like a couple of people made their own solution for this, and let's see. Like here is that's a very old database. Not look, let's go third party here. Russell made this FM syntax colorizer, which is very good for this. It has a ton of rules, different colors for different things in different languages. I'm already seeing here English and German. And it has color palettes. So yeah,
You
the
can get really
colors,
specific. That's
like here, you see this is one color palette. Then there is this is a database, like this. You can have dark colors or colors only showing you the errors. Like here, all script steps are black, but everything that's special is colored, and so on. So there are many different color schemes here.
that's nice, actually.
Yeah. The plugin has two rule sets, one for light mode, one for dark mode.
Hmm.
So you have to switch to dark mode to add a dark mode rule and then switch back to light mode to add the light mode rule. But
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
yeah, dark mode was added later.
Yes, it is a later addition to all of our shenanigans. So
The
there
whole
you go.
syntax coloring thing started 2012.
That doesn't surprise.
Like after a conference,
Imagine
we're
what's like the
sitting with a
first
few
thing.
beers in the bar and someone complained that FileMaker in something like 20 years didn't get any colors. So in that night I just added here blue color for loops and if it was just a hack and it worked very well and people were amazed.
Yes.
So that's
Like now I'm so dependent on it. Like if I don't have MBS enabled, my FileMaker looks weird. Like what's happening?
yeah. Yeah. And I don't get any commission from Apple for selling Macs for them. So
You should at this point. That should be
yeah.
ideal. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
check
fun.
out all the
Nice.
things here. People ask all the times if they can modify some things, like here, different colors for different, brackets, for
Mm-hmm.
different symbols. Here, the wildcard, any line with missing field gets red. Or here, special variables get special colors, so you can see if you mistyped the variable name
Mm-hmm.
by the color. And you can have here another wildcard where you have a commented out calculation. Like if you copy paste something and it gets automatically commented out. Or you can have here calculations starting with dash fix me or script steps with dash fix me. So if you have a comment starting with fix me, it will be with this color, right? Or
There
someone
you
asking
go.
me to have enter find mode with pause on. So there's a color for enter find mode, and then there's a special color for pause on to be read, because that is probably an error.
Oh,
Like exit after laugh off too.
that's nice. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna have to go
Mhm.
do that actually, because the amount of times I accidentally leave that on, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, whoops, why is this script
So,
not working?
so just copy this. I don't think this is in the default set, but you can have a start script of a solution. Just set the rules you love every time you start, or you can have your own little script to reset the colors as you want it, and then just do the factory defaults, and then add the 20 rules you like to have changed. That's okay.
There
So
you go. Refine that to bits. The next question we've got hanging around is, oh, I have a Bluetooth thermometer that I would like to connect to the FileMaker Pro and extract data real time. Do you have any way for me to do this?
can you please repeat the question?
Krish?
That sound was
Yes,
off.
I think I lagged. Yeah, I saw you like grimace. I'm like, oh, that didn't sound right. Um, Hi, I have a Bluetooth thermometer that I would like to connect to the FileMaker Pro and extract data real time. Is there any way that MBS could help me with this?
Yeah, depends. What interface does it have on the software side? We have serial port functions, and a lot of Bluetooth devices are just serial. Oh, it may be a newer BLE, Bluetooth low energy device. And I don't have functions for that in the plugin. It's not impossible to add, but some work. So we have no Bluetooth here. Okay,
Got it.
the next thing we have is, beside that, you have a thermometer, that you have a device with a serial port, a USB port, over serial, or a Wi-Fi enabled one, is that we can use fidgets, and fidgets exist with the thermometer one. So on the list of devices here is a temperature sensor. So
Yes.
yeah, if you
So
need
if you need to
Bluetooth
go get
LE,
temperature,
yeah, maybe email me. I think I could maybe add this in one of the next versions if someone needs it. We would
there
need a
you go.
function to find devices, and then we would need functions to connect and to list the endpoints, and then from a certain endpoint ask the current value. Yeah,
It's a whole thing, is what you're saying.
it's probably another 20 functions or so, you know?
Well, you'd be able to connect to any Bluetooth device then, I guess.
Well, it would be Bluetooth LE, and would
Lee,
have to
yeah.
see what we can do. Yeah, but as of today, the temperature sensor from Fidgets may work, and you can have such a sensor connected to a hub, which is wireless connected to a Mac. So, or you can have the wired one with a USB cable.
There you go. So I would go look into that. Okay, next question we have is, I want to show a 100 pages long PDF file in the web viewer, but I want to prevent downloads. So I need them to scroll in the web viewer like through a really long PDF, but at the same time I need them
Is
to not be
that
able to download it.
Mac, Windows, WebDirect, iOS?
Uh, they're saying Mac. So,
So for Mac, I would just say go with our, what was it, preview, PDF viewer here, PDF viewer example. So you need a PDF, okay, and then you can show. And this is a PDF control rendered by the plugin. But you can scroll, you can read, or you can select, okay. This is FileMaker's context menu. So there is no save button here. So this is a plugin-based control available for Mac and Windows in FileMaker Pro.
Got it. Okay. Is there a specific option for WebDirect if they need it on WebDirect? Or is
Well,
it
WebDirect, the plugin can't access the user interface on WebDirect. But
got it.
what you can do, of course, is you can take whatever example you like with PDF-Kit, Windows PDF, or Dyna PDF to render all the pages. Where is it? Do you have maybe such an example? Interested content and auto. Let's see. No, how do I find it? So let's say we have PDF-Kit. We have a function to render pages on Mac. You would need to do this on Linux, so you would go with DynaPDF. On Linux, you would use the render page function to render a page to a picture and show the picture effectively. So you would have a portal showing records with pictures for every page. And then the user can't, well, they can read it, but they can't download it.
Yes, no. Uh, Actually, kind of related. Is there a
The
way to
PDF
prevent
library example.
screenshots?
Again, the question, which platform? I recently added a function for Windows to do this. You know, you remember this?
Yes.
Yeah. When was that? Maybe the version before. A window function, set display affinity. That's how Microsoft calls it, and you can disable screen capture on Windows, so people can't make a screenshot. I mean, this is more useful for preventing some, some AI to read your screen every 5 seconds or so and write down what's on screen, so you can ask questions
Yes.
about it. The PDF library example here does something. Import PDF. And let's say we type here the installation guide again. And this one will render pictures of every page. So you can see it, and it also extracts text for full text search. So we have the text per page and so allows us to search, and otherwise you would show the pictures. You may want to make them in a higher resolution than I have here. So when this red color is amazing. So let's see, analyze PDF. There's a script to split pages. It's a script to split the pages. And let's see, it renders the page here, and render page has options, so we could put in a resolution, and here I would then put in 150, which should make the PDF look a little bit nicer. So I don't know if you see the difference. But this is now 150 dpi. You may figure out
readable.
what depends, because for WebDirect, it depends on how big the portal is to scroll through the pages. And of course, it depends on how big you like to have the pictures, because they would have to be downloaded from the server to be viewed, The browser would download the pictures to show them. Okay, I hope this helps.
There you go. No, I think that's a good explanation. Problem solved. Oh, another web viewer question for you. I would like to auto accept cookies. I'm scraping websites looking for a given tracker that usually is loaded only after cookies are accepted. Is there a way of telling the web viewer to just accept all cookies?
Well, it's not that easy, because every website asking for cookies,
Mhm.
shows a little, pop-over window, and it's different for every website. So there are a few frameworks. So if you may have the, 20 different WordPress pages, they may all show the same cookie. By the way, the MBS
Mhm.
page doesn't show a cookie banner because we don't have one. And you need to know that the cookie banner is only needed for tracking cookies. So the cookie for a web shop is always allowed because you can't run a web shop without having a session cookie. So on
Got it.
the, yeah, and you would just take whatever example you like with a web thing. Now you need a page with a cookie banner, which could be, I don't know, do you know one? Do you have one?
Uh, I don't think so. Maybe we do.
Does Claris have one?
Claire's probably has one.
Oh, I may have agreed to it already. Let's just start a new browser. Let's start Firefox. So now, what could I use?
Don't news
Google?
websites usually have cookies?
Okay,
Or
let's say
maybe,
you have this.
oh, there we
You
go.
have the Google page. Yeah, I don't want to show news sites here in a live stream.
That's valid. Yeah.
You get a bad mood if you read
Yes.
the news.
Every time you look at it.
Network connection was lost. What's so bad about the web viewer? Set web viewer. So is it named web? Yeah, it's named web. So can I load Google? Maybe it doesn't like me.
Did you manage to offend it somehow? Has web viewer been offended in some particular way?
Oh, let me check the. It's no, I may just have a firewall rule. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it asked me another question. So we like to press this button. So let's see, inspect. So I have enabled the inspector here, which you can also do if you need the inspector.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to show that set pref. I have so many functions. So in the preferences for Mac, you can just here run this command to enable the developer extras, which gives you the inspector. If you want to do the same on Windows, it's a different function. Yeah, which one was it? Yeah, show developer tools. This one. Windows Chrome Edge. Yeah. So this shows the developer tools on Windows. Once you have the developer tools, you get maybe a little window like this. You can inspect the website and you see there is well, it's German here, accept all. Not so difficult, I think. We can use a tool to, this button and see, okay, this is a button. This button has a fancy ID. I think they don't like us to automate it. So because I would expect this button may change the name every time you load it.
Yeah, okay.
But we may just check how many buttons do we have. So document, get elements. So maybe it's always the second button also, that would be the easiest thing. Or we can find buttons with certain name. you know. So let's see. Get a byte. Oh, yeah. So we get a collection with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one, is it? So, so let's try here and say click. So personal settings. I didn't want that. So can I go back? Maybe I didn't hit the right one.
Or is
Was
it
the
asking you
fifth?
for like
Oh, maybe it
detailed
was.
cookie acceptance?
Zero based. Yeah. Sorry. It's zero based. So I need to click the button with index 4, which is the fifth button, and just tell it in JavaScript to click. So, okay, let's automate this again. So, no, of course, I just clicked it. So let's restart let's restart here and see what happens if I go on the page again. So let's see. No, I don't get this thing. No, I need to clear the button. Do we have a function to clear cookies? That's a good question. All cookies, 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 cookies. Do I have a function to query? Okay, if this happens to you, you can still code the function by just putting this in a call to MBS web view run JavaScript, or whatever JavaScript you made for the page goes into a run JavaScript call, and this would then automatically click the button number with the right index, which is of course a thing which you can only click if you waited enough to have the page loaded. Where we usually do a little loop, a loop, and we say make a pause, exit loop, if MBS web view is loading is 0. So when it stops loading, we can run our JavaScript, and you may also run a JavaScript query to see if it's showing the dialog. So, but otherwise, there's not much we can do. Because, well, you could install some kind of add filter, Some add filters allow all the time for you.
Interesting. Okay.
Because they have a
integrate that.
database of different pages and know which thing to click,
Ah, okay. That would make sense. Stops you from trying to do that yourself. Udi, you have a question from Next Tech. Can you set the shell.execute to use a different user account on the server other than the default FMS account when executing via to use a local admin account on the server?
Okay, question, which operation system? The first thing I think about is that I think we have a few things for set user, set password. Where is it? Set user. Oh yeah, this is only for Windows. All the checkboxes are wrong.
Oh, isn't shell just a Windows thing in general? Am I thinking
Now,
of?
the Microsoft function to execute a new process has an extended version where you can pass in the login information. So there we can pass in the user.
Okay.
For the shell on Linux and Mac, you would have to do something in the shell. Like, I don't know if I have an example for this. So you would have to run a command in the shell to run something as a different user. Like, well, sudo won't work because you can't enter the password.
Mm-hmm.
But you would basically run a command where you pass in some command line with a different user, and then you would, yeah, put in the command too. But I don't think we have anything like this. Examples.
There you go. So if you're on Windows, it's easy. Next tech.
So
And
you
still
need to find,
still
you
doable
need
on
to
Mac,
first,
just more complicated.
yeah, you need to first get the command line to use to run a command as a different user. And you need to find a way to do this without entering a password over a secure input line because, well, we don't have that. We have just a normal input. So we can pass in a password over the keyboard, but only if it reads from standard in. That's not secure, so people don't like to have that. So sudo won't work.
There you
Other
go.
thing could be to run an interactive shell, like you could run here this one or bash or whatever, and then pass it a login command and maybe then pass it the input and see if you can log in. Well, it's something to try, but there's another way. You can use SSH. We have SSH functions.
Oh, okay.
So if the login with a different account is available through SSH, you could just log in as this user. Like you can pass in here username and password somewhere. Also indicate username and password. So you could log in with SSH on the local machine with a different user and then run a command. And I think for this example, we have, where is it? Where's the execute? We have things like, yeah, you can just run any command you like, your who am I, or that's a long example. Just whatever command you like. And this could be running bash and then telling bash to run the script you need.
There you go. Next tech. Hopefully that answers your question. In the shell command, what is the limit to read the output? Sometimes I don't receive all the text.
Yep, there is a buffer size depending on the operation system. And so you have to loop always to get all the text. Oh, this is for SSH, right? We can go to the shell, which is similar. There is on Linux some default size for the buffer. I think, I don't know how many, no, not our read output. I forgot the limit. It's something like 20K, 64K, I don't know. It's some size, and so you have to always make a loop and read until your app is done or you have the output you're looking for, because you have to read from the buffer so the buffer can be refilled by the application.
Labo's typing. That is a nice thing about the questions on Discord, so we can get immediate feedback.
Yeah.
Pa, pa, pa,
So we
pa.
have with the applications and the shell, we have an output stream and an error stream. So error messages go on a different channel. But you can ask the plugin to use one channel, which is something I made for my clients as a convenience. Yeah, merge error and output, which then tells the plugin to tell the new application to use one pipe for both error and output. Then you get it all merged together. But the other thing is that if you have it differently, you can, of course, just have some output and have it show up in different colors. So, that error commands test, errors get red now and normal output gets white.
There you go. Hopefully that helped you out, Labo. They're typing. Okay. Okay, or I've already put a loop, but I think my output is just too big.
Just keep looping until you have everything. It's, if you get it at something like 20 or 30K a loop, you may need to loop a lot if you get some megabyte big JSON or so.
Yes, Labo is typing. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we have set buffer size.
Ah,
So the default size on Linux is 64K and on Windows it's 4K.
oh,
And Megos is
Windows may have.
dynamically. Yeah,
Okay.
I think we had the problems setting it higher to 764, but whatever. So you can ask for a higher limit, and then things may go quicker.
You might have to loop less. Okay, there you go. Labo says, okay, thank you. I'm gonna let him finish typing, but I think that was our last question for today. So,
No other
ooh,
questions?
let me, oh, there's one hiding. And then I will let you go because I have to actually go to a meeting. Is there easy way to verify a file exists on a server? Attempt to get confirmation that a file exists on my FileMaker server. My first attempt is going to be somehow use the MBS plugin to do this, but I don't until I check for a 200 response, but I don't know how to do that.
Wait, a file exists on the, oh, you don't know. So it's not in the local file system. It's with an HTTP download or an FTP upload download.
Yeah, they want to
Right.
check the one whether it just says whether the file exists on server. So,
Okay, if the script is running on the server and it's a local database file, you would use the file exists functions. If you would want to know if a file exists over FTP or HTTP, you would use curl, and there you would use no body option, because this allows you to just send a request without actually downloading the data. Then you could run the query against the URL. And if it exists, you should then pick the result code. So, let's just try it. I mean, live coding, curl, download text. So let's see. I have here option header. No, this is the download. So set option no body on, and let's run it, and also show us the result. So MBS curl get response code, which is what the server tells us, which also shows. So let's see, 200. This is a file that exists. Let's say we put here a different folder name and run it again, and it shows 404. So we wouldn't actually
there you
download the
go.
file. We would just make a head query. Is it here somewhere? There, head. So asking for the thing, and we would get an information like this is an HTML file, 621. Oh, no. We would get here 404 as an error that the file doesn't exist. And this error message would be served as an HTML file, which is 600 bytes big. So we actually don't show you the HTML here. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. There you go. That wasn't difficult at all.
Yeah. So just remember the no body option to disable the download of the actual content. Yeah.
There you go.
So
So you only get the response that you're looking for.
otherwise, I hope to see many of you on the next conferences.
Yes. What conference are you heading to next officially?
My
Where
next
is
one
it?
is Tokyo.
There you go. Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be awesome, actually. Nice. Uh, the rest of you,
And
I'll actually be at the full access conference, so if anyone ends up booking, so
so I hope you are going because it's nearby for you.
yes, I am actually finally going to a conference. I know, it's a miracle. Cool. Well, I'll look forward to seeing how you enjoy Tokyo, and then I'll talk to you about getting you on for whenever the next version releases, so we can see all the new tasty features. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Christian. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Bye.